team for a national championship, in my opinion. They're going to be in the mix. They're talented. They've got depth. They're hard to keep off the glass. You know, I thought our guys fought, and we still got out rebounded, but we fought a lot harder than we did against Purdue. It certainly helped after Bristol, but you know, Omari Allen showed up with 11 rebounds. You know, for a freshman, he's really stepped up in some big games. You know, we still get out rebounded by 2, but it's a lot better than the 24 against Purdue. So I was happy our guys kind of answered the bell. Thought LeBaron being in foul trouble in the first half, he kind of slowed him down a little bit. You know, in fact, he was able to play with 4 fouls as long as he did. You know, we needed all his points in the second half, so he's been good. You know, Houston Millette, we tell him we're bringing him off the bench, and for some rotation purposes to kind of help with some rebounding and some different stuff. But and Trelly Reitzel's been great for us. You know, he's still coming back off that Achilles and he's had a finger injury. He's still not close to 100%, but so we put him in. Houston thanks me for giving him an opportunity. He's super happy. He comes off the bench, scores in double figures, and seals the game with 2 free throws. So I think he deserves to play well. You know, we'll get him going. I think he's got a lot more in him even, but he just a lot of different guys answered the bell. Pretty tight-knit group. They're pulling for each other. You know, we were down the whole first half. Never quit fighting to be within 1 at half without much getting killed on the glass. I thought we were fortunate, and I thought we came out of the half a lot better. Kind of took the lead, made the run, and then held them off. Made some tough plays down the stretch.
Emily.
Coach, can you talk about how good this defense looks with Keaton Bristow on the floor and how much of a difference maker was he today for this team?
Yeah, no, Keaton's made a huge difference. I mean, he played less than 20 minutes. Still not in great shape. You can see, but he had to ask for some breaks. But he gives us everything he's got when he's out there. But defensively, rebounding wise, was huge. I just, I think he can make a difference. That's why it's nice to have him back, healthy. It'd be nice to keep our other bigs on the floor a little more. We know Aiden Sherrell, he was in foul trouble. But I thought we found something that worked with him, playing some small ball 5, was switching. Thought they got a little bit stagnant when we went to it, and we were able to rebound it pretty well, only to lose the glass by 2 with the size that they had out there with us playing 4 guards most of the second half. I didn't think it was too bad.
Kev.
Yeah, the stretch from LeBaron down the stretch, you've coached obviously a ton of league guards. Where does that rank amongst those?
Yeah, I think he scored 9 straight points. Somewhere in that stretch. I don't know where exactly that all was, but I mean, he's like a man. He has a lot of fun playing basketball. He competes. I'm on him. Well, playing harder, being smarter. He's got to stay in the game. The fouls he has, he's got to stop with it. He had a bad gamble defensively there when we needed him to get a stop, but I think playing with 4 fouls, he was hoping to get a steal on that guard. I think it was on Stojakovic. No, it was either Basel or Stojakovic, I can't remember. So, look, man, offensively, he's super talented. I told him our team's going to go as he goes a lot. So he's going to create a lot of shots we've got some elite shooters that I think can get better shots. Holloway is a way better shooter than what he showed tonight, because I didn't think we necessarily got him great shots. Houston Millette's better shooter. Those guys, Houston Millette, Reitzel, and Holloway are a lot better than 25% like they were tonight. But I think Barron, being as aggressive as he was to score, I think can open some stuff up for those guys down the road, get those shooters going. But man, we needed his points there in the second half tonight for sure.
Stay in the same room.
Can you take me through those emotions when you found out he was coming back at the last second?
Yeah, I mean, he was working out for teams. We're getting feedback. We knew he was late first, early second. I think he had a guarantee early second. And he called me late in the afternoon today. He said, "Coach, what if I told you I always wanted to come back?" And I said, "Shoot, roll tide. Let's go win one." So, I mean, he still had to sort through a few things, but we got him back. I mean, he's a great kid. He's an Alabama kid that wants to take Alabama further than it's ever gone before. We're able to make the Final Four the year before he got here, and we got beaten Elite 8. last year, I mean, he came back to compete for a national championship, and I think we got a team that can do it. We played Purdue pretty tough. I mean, he missed those front end of the one-on-one to tie the game with just over a minute to go. As poorly as we did rebound it, so I think, and we didn't have Keaton, so I think, when we got our full team, we can play with the best teams in the country. We showed it tonight. We showed it against St. John's. We're gonna have maybe the best team on Ken Palm from what they told me in Gonzaga coming up. So we put ourselves a pretty tough schedule together, and he's keeping us in every game. Or we've won 2 out of these 3 here in this stretch.
Nate, you said Illinois is a national championship caliber team, despite not playing their best. What gives you, that thought that they can do that?
Well, I think they get the pieces. Like Boswell's as tough a lead guard. I mean, he's a winner. He gets the ball downhill. He can shoot. So some of the point guards in college, you can kind of sag them. Kind of muck the paint up a little bit. I mean, he can shoot off the dribble. I mean, he's shooting. I think we had him at like 58% off the dribble, coming in this game. So, when you got a tough point guard like him that can do everything, and then you've got spacing bigs, and then, Mirkovic can score like he can inside. He hit 2 threes tonight. So when you've got, and then Stojakovic, I mean, shoot, if Basel doesn't have it going, shoot, they both had it going tonight. I mean, he can go, sure, he had 26 tonight. So, and we didn't have much of an answer for him. So, you've got multiple guards, you've got shooting, with Ben, Wagler's been kind of a pretty good find for him. Sure, he wasn't ranked very high. Like, whoever got that one done was, he's a lot better player than what he's ranked. So, they've got depth, and then, now that you've got Big Z and Big T, I don't know what you guys call him, Tomislav, Big Z's been in the SEC, and they have them both that they can make threes, and they both made a 3 tonight. You got guys that are 7'2" that make threes. It's like they can go inside on you, they can drive it on you, they can go outside with the entire lineup 1 through 5. I think they're pretty good, and they didn't play bad tonight. They missed a bunch of free throws. Sure, if they make their free throws, they probably win.
Got time for 2 more up front.
Coach, I've seen that Peja Stojakovic sometimes comes to the games. Does he sometimes talk to you or give some suggestions, maybe from his NBA experience, either regarding Andre or generally about the team? And what do you think about the team having several Balkan players this season, Serbia, Montenegro, other places?
Yeah, I mean, they've gone to the Balkan region and got some pretty skilled, tough players. I mean, Mirkovic is great. The Vicic twins are super skilled. Stojakovic, shoot, I loved watching his dad play, man. His dad could, shoot, Andre's pretty good too, but he just dropped 26 on us. But man, his dad was one of my favorite players growing up. I mean, he could shoot it. He was on someone who was a real good team. So, yeah, I mean, they've kind of found a niche, like bringing those Balkan players over, and it's worked for them. I think this can be one of the best teams in the country this year.
Do you think they can help lead the team to the championship?
Yeah, they can. I mean, certainly capable. You get them to make some free throws here, and they're going to be good. They're going to be in the mix at the end. I certainly think they can. They're tough. They're physical. They know how to play, and they got high IQs, and they're super skilled with great size.
Last one.
Nate, can you just give us some perspective on how unusual Illinois is, size? Not just the size mainly, but also where they come from. But how often do you run up against a team that big, that long?
Yeah, not often, not in college, because, and not to play the way they play. So they're big, but aren't trying to just punch it in, and the paint's not all clogged up. Like most teams that would be this big in college, would have posts on the block, another one on the other block, or they'd have one at the elbow, and the whole lane would be clogged up. I mean, these guys have big guys that can also space the floor. And then they run pick and rolls with Mirkovic handling, guard setting, Boswell rolling. Look, man, I got a lot of respect for Brad. I mean, he's changed, he's evolved. He's playing a very modern style of basketball. I think a lot of teams are going to have a hard time guarding these guys. Sure, we did. I mean, it's not like we shut them down. I mean, we had like a 1.2 and they were a 1.16. This was not a defensive clinic that either team was putting on, but I think it's both teams are really hard to guard. We both play pretty modern style basketball, you know, and they've got a lot bigger size to do it. You know, we went smaller and were able to fortunately get enough rebounds to win the game and get a few stops there late, but they're going to cause some teams some problems with the style that they play, with the size of the guys that can play that way.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks, everyone.